अच्छा हाँ यार इसमें बोलना है। क्या बोले अभी सर समझ में नहीं आया।
फिर बढ़ा रहे हो उसके लाइन में ऐसे ही बोल लो ना, फिलहाल वॉल्यूम तो चेक हो जाएगी।
चलो सो माउस के लिए सबसे पहले हम अपनी बेस प्रोफाइल बनाएंगे। बेस प्रोफाइल की बेसिक डायमेंशन हमने ले रखी है। तो उसकी बेस प्रोफाइल की बेस लेंथ हमारी जो है वो 90 सेंटीमीटर के अप्रॉक्स है। जो हमारा माउस है डेल का माउस, तो हमने में है तो हमने 9 सेंटीमीटर के अप्रॉक्स थी, तो 90 हमने सेट कर दिया। देन हमें उसकी बेस प्रोफाइल में माउस के नीचे के बेस के लिए हम स्प्लाइन कंसीडर कर रहे हैं। स्प्लाइन 5 पॉइंट स्प्लाइन हमने बनाई। स्टार्ट पॉइंट यहाँ फिक्स था, एंड पॉइंट इसके एंड पे फिक्स था। देन हमें मिड पॉइंट्स को कन्फाइन करना है। कंस्ट्रेन करने के लिए हम डायमेंशनिंग कर रहे हैं, जो एक बेसिक डायमेंशन हमने ले रखी है। आउटर मैक्सिमम जो है वो हमारा 28 है, 28 दिया। देन मिडिल पोर्शन से वो थोड़ा अंदर की तरफ डिक्लिनेशन है उसमें, उसके लिए हमने इसको 25 सेट कर दिया। देन एक्सटीरियर बिल्कुल ही अंदर की तरफ डंप हुआ हुआ है, हमने उसको सेट कर दिया। देन विड्थ हमने सेट कर दिया यहाँ से 15, this point width set to be 50 and again 15. Now our base curve is perfectly defined. Then we exit the sketch. Again we go to a sketch on same plane. Okay. Now we need to draw the line for projection of our 3D curve. If we look at the mouse, then front part of the mouse elongation is less in comparison to the rear part. So I have drawn true construction line for that profile and again we are drawing another spline, same 5-point spline, but the difference in this is 35, this is approx 30, sorry 30, and this profile is approx 28. Distance between 16, I guess, those, sorry 15, sorry 15, 50. So in order to project, we need to confirm that none of the curve goes beyond this limit, otherwise the curve projection will fail. Okay, now this is a base 1 curve for our profile if we observe the mouse from the top plane. Now if we observe the mouse from right plane, then slope is somewhat different. In order to construct that, first I have constructed two construction lines, one from the tip and one from the rear. Then if we look at the mouse, then front end height is less in comparison to the rear end, so I have constructed a line of 7.5 and rear end line of 12 prox. Again you are constructing a 3-point spline first, then second, then third. 3-point spline. Again I am going to the dimensional tab and I am defining it as 25 centimeter. The dimension between these two should be approx 65. Now increase slope increase it 5. Now
हेलो जी आमिर बात कर रहे हैं जी आमिर मेहताब बात कर रहा हूँ उनका आपकी
now
आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन हो गया था उसे
uh,
एक्टिवेट करिए ईमेल आईडी ओपन करके
constructed, two curves are
उससे एक
constructed.
मेल आया होगा
Now
स्टूडेंट आईडी
to
रजिस्ट्रेशन का
make a 3D
उसमें
curve,
जब आप
we need
ओपन
to
करेंगे मेल
combine
तो
this
उसमें लिखा
curve
होगा
and
दोनों
this
कंप्लीट
curve.
किए हैं
In order to do that, I am going in feature tab, then
एक्टिवेट हो
curves
जाएगा ये अभी
and
करना है
projection curve.
क्योंकि आज क्लोज हो
Now
जाएगा
this projection sketch on
ठीक है
sketch should be on, because we need to project one sketch on another. So we are by doing it, it is making a 3D curve. If we observe from top plane, then it will look like our base slope, and if we look from front plane, it will be representing our base profile. Done. Click OK. Now our two curves are constructed, both separate. Now we need to apply loft between these two curves. But if I am applying loft simply by pressing both the curve, selecting both the curve, then it result in improper profile. For example, if you observe the mouse from different views, then we can see that the mouse is combining lower end of mouse is combining with upper end with a curvature. In order to do that, we need to define different guide curves at different plane. So first I'm going again to the top plane and defining constructing another spline. First 2 point spline. First point is
जी
make
मेहताब
pierce.
बात कर रहा
Make sure you pierce it, because pierce
हूँ जी
will
मेहताब बात कर रहा हूँ अभिषेक आपने
coincide
अपनी
the
स्टूडेंट
point
आईडी एक्टिवेट कर
to a
लिया
curve which are at separate plane to the nearest
आपको एक मेल आया
intersection
होगा
point
कैट सेंटर का स्टूडेंट आईडी
if
रजिस्ट्रेशन
possible. So again we are constructing two random
जी
spline with two random point.
बेटा उसे अभी कर दीजिए
We
आज
can
क्लोजिंग हो रहा है
define
ना
it by
31 का
piercing
जी
it.
उसे अभी एक्टिवेट कर दीजिए
Okay. Now
जो आपको मेल आया है उस
if
पर
we
लिखा
can
होगा कि
see the
प्लीज
phone,
क्लिक हियर उस पर क्लिक कर दीजिए
if we see the mouse, then we can obviously see that the curve, these line
अगर
are
पहले
at
वो
some
एक्टिवेट हो जाए
curvature.
उसके बाद
So
ही हमें डाटा शो
in
होगा
order to do that, I
जी
am pressing
ओके
these two line and converting it into desired our desired guide curves. Then we have constructed two guide curves, one at the front end and another at the rear end. Now we need to define different profile at different planes. So first we need to create planes. In order to do that, I am going to reference geometry tab, to a plane, then creating a plane. Okay, it's taking some time. Okay, okay. Now we will select the curve which to which normal we have to make our first curve, first plane. Then we will select the point, and a plane is created normal to the curve and at a point which we have provided. So it wasn't a proper plane, so I need to define another point at which we want our planes. First point,
मेहताब बात कर रहे हैं
sorry, okay,
मेहताब बात कर रहा हूँ कैट सेंटर से
first point,
बेटा आपने अभी तक अपनी स्टूडेंट
third.
आईडी एक्टिवेट नहीं की
Okay, now we'll exit. Now we can again go to reference
ये
geometry,
तो अपनी
then
आईडी का पासवर्ड
to the
मुझे
plane.
मैसेज कर दो या उसे एक्टिवेट एक्टिवेट कर दो क्योंकि आज
First we
लास्ट
will
डेट है, उसे लोडिंग
select
होना
the
है।
sketch, then point. Now plane 1 is
अपनी मेल
created,
ओपन करो,
then I have
आपकी मेल आया
created,
होगा कि स्टूडेंट आईडी
then we will
वेरिफिकेशन
create
हुआ,
our
उसमें
different
लिखा होगा एक
curves.
जगह प्लीज क्लिक है, वहाँ क्लिक कर दो।
Plane 1 should be deleted,
अभी करना है बट
normal
ठीक
to
है,
this plane, and at
ठीक
that
है कर दो।
point, okay, again we will go to plane. Now I will again select the spline and a point. Now three planes are constructed. In these three plane we will perform, we will make our own guide curves. So I'm selecting first sketch, pressing Ctrl 8, going normal to it. First point we will make another and the spline and make it pierce to one another. Now observe it. Now okay, now we will go to our next plane 2, pressing Ctrl 8, again selecting spline, 2-point spline, and what we are doing here is making we are applying pierce point with both the line. Now if we see the mouse, then we can observe that that profile from this side of mouse goes a little bit inward. So now second profile is constructed, then we'll go to plane 3, again go to repeat the same step, that is again constructing 2-point spline and applying piercing with each of them. Now apply it horizontal, now both the guide curves are created, and sorry, all the five guide curves are created, and two of our base profile are created. Now we will go to loft, surface loft, profile first, then second. Now we will go to guide curves and apply guide curves, K first, then second, third, fourth, then last. Okay, and our side curve, side profile of mouse is constructed. Okay, now as you can see, it is perfectly fine, smooth, very evenly smooth. Now get vertical, vertical too.
हेलो या अक्षर
Again,
अहमद, या
no,
अक्षर अपनी मेल आईडी चेक करिए, आपको एक कैड सेंटर से मेल आया होगा स्टूडेंट आईडी एक्टिवेशन के लिए, उसे एक्टिवेट कर दीजिए।
now
उस पर एक जगह मेंशन होगा प्लीज क्लिक है, वहाँ क्लिक कर दीजिएगा।
now we will again go to our top plane, and now we will be making our backbone of mouse with help of spline, obviously 3-point spline, first point, second point, then third point. Now what we'll be applying here is that we're making it vertical, this profile, this angle should be 63 prox. Now height 32.
हेलो
We can change this according to our need. Now
हाँ अतिपुर
once
मैं
set is
बात कर रहा हूँ मुझे
constructed,
कैट सेंटर
our base profile backbone of our mouse is constructed. Now what we need to do is we need to define another profile
बेटा अपनी मेल आईडी चेक करिए
which
आपको
is
एक स्टूडेंट आईडी एक्टिवेशन का
a
मेल आया
depression,
होगा
which
उसे मेल को ओपन
will
करके उसमें
define
लिखा होगा
our
प्लीज क्लिक हियर वहां क्लिक कर
profile
दीजिएगा आपकी आईडी
for
एक्टिवेट हो जाएगी वो अभी
our fingers. So in order to do that, we go to the
जी
top plane, then
बेटा आईडी
we
एक्टिवेशन होता है
offset
उसी से
that
रजिस्ट्रेशन
plane
होता है कर दीजिए
to a distance of about 18 prox. It should be in middle of somewhere, so I am applying 16 again and till offset. Sorry, my bad. 15 13. Ah, it's perfect now. 14. Ah, no. Now we'll go to plane 4, then go to sketching. Now I'll be defining our profile, which is at depression first,
यार
second,
अपनी आईडी से इन्होंने एक्टिवेट नहीं करी तो
third,
मैं रात तक बैठ के तो वो करेगा रजिस्ट्रेशन
fourth,
तो तुम्हें पता है आईडी जब तक एक्टिवेट नहीं
fifth,
होती पेमेंट ही नहीं होती
sixth.
जिसकी हो रही है उनकी कर लो फिलहाल
फायदा क्या होगा आज मेहनत कराना
एक्टिवेट तो हो जाएंगे उनके वैसे तो सबके पास जाते हैं मोबाइल में
अरे भाई दिमागी फायदा क्या हुआ जब तक पेमेंट आप शो नहीं करने जब तक फायदा क्या होगा रजिस्ट्रेशन दिखाने का आपको जिसके लिए रजिस्ट्रेशन करा रहे हो
हाँ भाई
तो करो ना करो क्या फर्क पड़ता है
Okay, now we'll again offset right plane to this bottommost point. Now sketching on this plane with spline first, second, third. I get 3 point spline, first point, piercing with this, piercing with this, Now, guide one of our top profile is constructed and it still needs some adjustment. We can delete it by on this key and a little bit of no. And again offset this plane distance of approx 60, 55. Done. To the plane, go to sketch, spline first, second, third, first point, pierce, pierce. Now should be vertical. No. Now now we will apply our next feature command, which is boundary surface, sorry. Now we'll go to the boundary and we'll apply. Now the difference between boundary and loft is that boundary is just an upgrade of loft, because in here we didn't get profile and guide, we get direction 1 and direction 2, so it offers a better control. I am applying direction and direction 1. This sketch should be compiled with this sketch, and this profile compile with this profile in second direction. Now trim with direction 1 and trim with direction 2 will result in this kind of a shape. Now again go to boundary surface and we will apply boundary direction 1 from this here to here, and in direction 2 we will apply this first direction and this as second direction, and along this direction we will apply trim. Then first profile, sketch first, none, okay, none, and none. Boundary this to this direction, this and this. That's perfect, fine. Perfectly fine. Okay. Now we'll go to top plane again. Sketch. Then convert the sketch. Go to trim. This. Yes, with this. No. Exit. Hide it. No. Again, we'll apply boundary from here. Direction to this. No, we need to compile this face. In order to do that, as now here we can see there a vertex, but now there is no vertex. So boundary. Now we will apply again boundary this profile to this and direction. First and second direction. Trim with direction and trim with direction too. Now curvature to face. Download a profile. Okay, rear profile of mouse is constructed. Now we need to construct the front end of our mouse. In order to do that, what we are going to do that go to front profile and again convert sketch, then trim, now put a plane for to sketch and profile to trim. No. To begin, go to boundary. This profile should be blocked with this profile. Now and direction to first, second direction. This no trim with direction to and this curvature to face number. Okay. No. Okay. Now again we need to fill the area between this, as now we can see that here is a vertex, but for boundary we need to convert this vertex into curvature. In order to do that, what I'm constructing, dia should be approx 15 20. No.
नाम शबाना रिलीज हो यार, बेबी का पहला पार्ट प्रीक्वल, नाम शबाना.
No. So we have to trim from this part.
नाम शबाना ये मूवी में
No.
बेबी का प्रीक्वल.
Limited boundary.
नॉन भाई है ना.
Now go to selection manager and go to group selection and then select this whole profile. Okay. Then this profile. Right click. Touch. Click. Flip connector. Now in direction to this. Okay, it's compiling now. As you can see, there should be curvature to face. So it should be then tangent to face, curvature to face. This long. Okay. Now as you can see that the mouse with dent is created nearly. Now what we need to do is we need to provide some holes for our scroller so that it can be fit properly. In order to do that, we are doing this coincide. Now gap between these two should be approx 1.15. Length should be about from here to here 5. Gap should be about 2.5. Now we'll go to spline first, second, third, और सलमान खान के फैन, काम तो करने दे थोड़ा।
अबे यार खाने के बाद चला लियो।
Seven five. Now I'll offset this. Offset chain gap should be near to 1, and then okay, no, extend, okay, center line, extend, so okay,
यार मनसुख
go to
समझ
arc,
में नहीं आ रहा तुझे।
first, second, third, 3 point arc, these two should be tangent, X, X, tangent, tangent, no, slot, radius of 3, the length to 12, 12 is a lateral bridge, it should be about 2.5, appropriate, no, go to thing, optical, tangent, tangent, this one, collinear, okay, no, 2.5, okay, no, and again go to trend, select the remaining surfaces, that's okay. Now as you can see, no, okay, now as you can see that there are total 9 surface bodies. In order to combine them into single, we need to go to next surface, merge entity, select the object, and combine it into a single surface body. Huh? Now it's just a half profile. In order to create another profile, we need to go to mirror, feature, go to body mirror, select the body, go to face, select top face, and click OK. Now there are still 2 bodies left. Next surfaces, Okay. Now, mouse is constructed. Now we need to go to surface, then thicken, select the entire body, specify thickness, just one inner, and okay.
चलो वॉइस तो चेक करने दो तुमको लगी कि
Okay.
एक बोल्ट नट बना के तो चेक कर लो
Oh, where is it combined into different pieces? Now